astronomers find two new galaxies hiding behind curtain of dust. Sometimes things are not always as they seem. A group of astronomers have been looking for a sample of distant galaxies, though their expectations had to be reassessed when they uncovered two seemingly invisible galaxies hidden behind what is being described as a curtain of dust, tucking the galaxies out of sight. The researchers used the Atacama Large Millimeter Array, or ALMA, to conduct their research, tracking, capturing and analyzing radio waves. This is a less often used telescope, as typically the Hubble Space Telescope is capable enough, though as it uses ultraviolet and visible wavelengths, the dust curtain managed to stay hidden to Hubble. The galaxies have been given the ever-so-catchy names Rebels 12-2 and Rebels 29-2. It appears they are two of the most distant galaxies that we are aware of. The light from these distant galaxies travelled 13 billion years to make its way to Earth, though by now, as the universe has continued to expand, they are a whopping 29 billion light-years away. The study suggests that there could be plenty galaxies more tucked away and hidden just out of sight in the universe.
Alright, Shalom. This is Ahara 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp. I'm going to say Call Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash, Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. Shalom to you, Akim, and Akwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. This is 1 John. Well, it's actually John chapter 14, verse 1. It says, "Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in Yahweh, believe also in me." All right, because you got a lot of people that's on this Old Testament only doctrine, which is false, and they only believe in the Most High, but they don't believe in the only begotten Son of Yahweh, the doorway to Yahweh. All right, so they think they have access straight to the Most High themselves, which would be false. But the Lord said, "What? We believe in Yahweh, we should also believe in His Son, Yahweh Shai." And that's how we have hope in these last days to be delivered from what's coming. It says, "In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you." All right, and part of those mansions are these galaxies and these planets on these galaxies, man. Right now, the Earth is like a speck, a dot on the Milky Way galaxy. And this galaxy that we're on, called the Milky Way galaxy, I think Esau dubbed it that, but it's called the Milky Way. It's a tiny galaxy, it's a grain of sand within the billions and trillions of other galaxies, and it's still expanding. All right, so the Lord is preparing eternity for us, man. You know, creating space for us, literally. All right, because we're going to inhabit those planets. But we have to have superhuman bodies to be able to inhabit those planets and be able to go into the spiritual realm, you know, without dying. So, you know, so we'll have access to the Father. We'll have access to space, man, you know, in our homes out there. But it's all going to start here. The first planet ever created, the Earth, called Eden. You know, so now we're going to have to beautify this earth first and remove all the wickedness off this earth once Yahweh Shai shows up. All right, and then beautify Israel, putting the laws in our inward part, giving us new bodies, and then beautifying Jerusalem, then the rest of the world, the rest of the earth, and then we're going to go out to the heavens. All right, so the Lord said He prepared many mansions. This is a mansion, this house, this earth, or Eden. All right, and He said He prepared many mansions. What's that? The word mansion goes back to the word abode. It's something to dwell in, and that's what this earth is. So the Lord said there's many mansions out here, out in the universe, and the universe is expanding and so many complex levels of the universe. And then you have paradise, where Yahweh is in the fourth dimension, which is a place and a transition, to transition into the fourth dimension, spirit world, and also called the third heaven, which is paradise. All right, so, yep, it says right here, and if I go and prepare a place for you, so when did he do that? When he went up on the right hand of the Father. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. We just got it the other day. Get that real fast. It says here, Acts 1 and 9. It says, and when he, I'll start from 6. It says right here, it says verse 6. Sheesh, man, my damn faith. People got this weird damn Yuletide spirit on them and shit. Babylonian spirit. It says here, verse 6. When they therefore were come together, they asked, right, Acts 1 and 6, they asked, saying, Lord, wilt thou at this time restore again the kingdom to Israel? So he's going to give it back to Israel. He's going to restore us as we were gods in the beginning, immortal during the times of Adam. We were made perfect, all right, till Adam committed sin, and sin dwelt in the flesh. And now we're going to be changed from this flesh into a new flesh and given a heart of flesh with the laws written in our inward part on a whole level that we can't even imagine, being raised up to actual gods, and the Lord rebuilding the tabernacle of David upon this earth again. So when is he going to restore the kingdom unto us? All right. So that cuts people like Vocab that keep saying that all nations can be saved. The Lord said he's going to restore the kingdom to Israel, man. You see that? And he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons. All right, so it's not for you to know the times or the seasons. It's not for us to know, but it's especially at that time. But in these days, these last days, we have what? The prophecies. All right, no man knows the day or the hour, but we can get close to the time, man, to where the Lord is like, yo, we're in that time where I'm going to deliver you when you see these prophecies come to pass. All right. It says, and he said unto them, it is not for you to know the times or the seasons which the Father hath put in his own power. But ye shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit is come upon you, and ye shall be witnesses unto me in Jerusalem, and in Judea, and in Samaria, and unto the uttermost parts of the earth. So, and since that time, since the time of Peter and Paul, his doctrine, and all up until now, after the falling away, the Lord has raised up the prophets again, so we can receive that reward of the kingdom. All right. So he said, where was it at? That's right, because he said, where is it? He said he's going to restore it to us again. That's reincarnation. All right, and I got another precept to back that up in a minute. It says here, verse 9, and when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and the cloud received him out of their sight. So that cloud is the chariot. And the same way he left is the same way he's returning. Yahweh Shai. All right. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. And since then, he received the prophecies. The seals were broken in Revelations. And the Lord was able to reveal it to us and had John the Revelator write those prophecies out in the book of Revelations. And also, he's been preparing a place for us. A place in the kingdom, a place in the book of life, a planet, a body, a reward, a crown, preparing everything for each individual. and the rest of the children of Israel that's going to come back later. So he's like way ahead of everything. So he's preparing the heavens for the children of Israel. First the elect. All right. It says, and while they looked steadfastly toward heaven, and as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel, of these angels, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahushua, which is taken up from you into heaven, shall come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. All right, so the elect are going to be here to see Yahushua return the same way they saw him leave. All right, they're going to see his return. Either that, they're going to be with him in the chariots. And, he bring his reward with him. All right. So that's when he went to go prepare a place for us. Let's get back to John 14 and 3. And if I go and prepare a place for you, I'm going to start from 2. This is the reincarnation right here. Check this out. In my Father's house are many mansions, talking about planets. If it were not so, right? All these galaxies and nebulas and all kinds of stuff, man, out there. It's different stars that make our sun look like a tiny pebble or a grain of sand. How big the stars are, so we can't imagine the enormality of Yahweh, how huge he is, how he's a spirit and he can pass through all things. You know what I mean? Man, and how glorious the kingdom gonna be. It says here, if I go and prepare a place for you, and if it were not so, I would have told you. So the Lord would have told us. He told us that he's going to prepare planets for us. All right. I go to prepare a place for you, right? And if I go and prepare a place for you, talking about each individual that believed that he was speaking to through the Spirit at that time. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again. See, he said he can come back the same way we seen him leave, the same way he's going to return. He's going to come again. I will come again and receive you unto myself. Those same ones, those same people are going to be back here on the earth to receive their salvation or their reward. All right, through reincarnation, being re-put back into the flesh, regenerated upon this earth, and then ultimately to be changed into their new bodies. All right, so we can go out into the heavens and be with Yahushua in the chariot. All right, it says here, I will receive you unto me again and receive you unto myself. I will come again and receive you unto myself. And what's that? That goes with this scripture right here. Hold on. All right. This is what's this? 1 Thessalonians 4 and 4. For if we believe that Yahushua died and rose again, even so them which sleep in Yahushua will Yahushua bring with him. All right. So he's going to have them with him in the chariots. That's what it means to rise up again. It's, to bring them with him. Rise them up from the dead again. However it happened, you have some that believe you're going to be risen out of the ground, some that believe you're going to be in the chariots. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. So the ones that are alive and living, they're going to see Yahushua's return, but they're not going to be in the chariots before the ones that are asleep, what we call death, or have transitioned. Their spirit is with the Lord right now, and they can get their bodies before us, or the Lord can raise up their bodies, either one. All right, but we gotta be changed. We can't have this flesh, man. This flesh and blood will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. It has to be changed completely. So we're going to have new bodies, completely new bodies, man. No longer the flesh of Adam from earth. For this we say unto you by the word of the Lord, that we which are alive and remain unto the coming of the Lord shall not prevent them which are asleep. For the Lord himself shall descend from heaven with a shout, and the voice of the archangel, that goes to Revelation chapter 7, and with the trump of Yahweh, and the dead in Yahushua shall rise first, man. All right? So the dead are going to live again. Anybody that died in this truth, that believe, male or female or child, they're going to live again. And they're alive now in the spirit realm. All right? But they just can't return until Yahushua gives the green light and brings them with him. It says, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the air, man. So the ones that are alive and that are still left on the earth, was going to be a small few that are going to be alive. It might be a large number to us, but small compared to the whole nation of Israel. There's going to be some that are alive here. It says they're going to meet them in the clouds, man. To meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord, Yahushua. So we're going to forever be with him. And that's what he prayed. That's Yahweh giving Yahushua his prayer. He prayed that we could be with him where he is. All right? And he says, so shall we ever be with the Lord. From that point on, when he returns and takes us up into the chariots, takes the elect up into the chariots, and then from that point, he's going to do what? Keep the elect with him from that point, man. All right? It says here, then we which are alive and remain shall be caught up together with them in the clouds to meet the Lord in the air, and so shall we ever be with the Lord. All right, so now it says, what? Wherefore comfort one another with these words. Now let's get back to this. So he said, and if I, John 14 and 3, and if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. That's reincarnation. The Lord going to show up again in these last days, and the elect are going to be here to receive that reward and to be received of Yahushua. And that where I am, ye may be also. Because he wants us to be where he's at. And where was he at? On the right hand of the Father. He was out in the heavens. All right, and also in the spirit realm and in paradise. So he said what? And wherever he is, and in the last days, he's going to be in those chariots. All right, going to war. So we're going to be with him in the chariots. All right, so it says here, and whither I go, ye know, and the way ye know. So where did he go when he left? He went on the right hand of the Father. He went into the heavens. And it says, Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way. See that? Well, Thomas saith unto him, Lord, we know not whither thou goest, and how can we know the way? Yahushua saith unto him, I am the way, and the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father, but by me. You know? And if ye had known me, ye should have known the Father also, from henceforth ye know him, and have seen him. And the Lord showed his miracles and power, and thus we've seen the Lord, seen Yahweh, because he told Yahushua to come down here and do these miracles in the sight of the disciples in Israel. He said, yo, if you've seen the works that I do, and the prophecies and everything he's done, you know, he said, if you've seen this, you've seen the Father. You know, and Yahushua was just like Yahweh. So let me get this real quick. It's at John 17. It was John 17 and 14. All right, this is John 17. And 14. It says here, I have given them thy word, And the world have hated them. See, that's what the Lord wanted. He wanted the world to hate us so we could be separate. And he was telling that to the churches too. Like, yo, you got to do the work so you can be hated. So you create that divide. He was mad at the church of Sardis because they weren't doing the work. They were alive but dead at the same time. Their works were dead. All right, but they were alive, meaning they had the truth, but they weren't doing any work. And that by doing the work, you're going to be persecuted. That's bearing our cross. All right, so he said, what? I have given them thy word, and the world have hated them, because they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. That's all right. So we're going to be where he is. He's not of this world. I pray not that thou shouldest take them out of the world, right? He don't want us to have to die and go into the spirit realm. But that thou shouldest keep them from the evil, see? But he wants us to be kept from the evil and destruction that's coming, and be preserved, and then be with him where he is. He don't want us to have to die to be with him where he is. And it says here, they are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. All right. So even the doctrine is not of this world. The spirit of the Lord is not of this world. His ways were not of this world. All right. Sanctify them through thy truth. The word sanctify means to holify or holy, to be separate. Separate us through the truth. All right. That's what's going to separate us. Thy word is truth. All right. And that's the sift spoken of in Amos chapter 9. As thou hast sent me into the world, even so have I also sent them into the world. So the same way Yahushua was sent here and born as a child and blessed with the spirit since birth, the elect were blessed with the spirit of discernment. And when he got older, the Lord anointed, opened their eyes to the truth, to the spirit of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua and the apostles of GMS. All right. And some just through the spirit, the Lord woke me up straight on. I heard his voice in my right ear. He said, keep your mind on me. Keep your mind on me. Remember that secret place I gave you. And pulling me into the truth and brought me all to his name. So, and through the apostles, starting with Apostle Har, we get edified. All right. It says here, where was that? And for their sakes, I sanctify myself. See, we're the same. And Yahushua already did it. He separated himself from this world. That's what creates that divide, man. When you begin to rebuke and reprove and to prophesy against this place. That creates this separation and through your ways and your habits or your actions, you walk separate in a separate walk than these people out here. Keeping different ways and laws and customs. They eat pork, we don't eat pork. So on and so on. They celebrate Saturnalia, we don't celebrate that. So we're supposed to hate it. We're supposed to hate these abominations. All right, so now, it says what? Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. So the Lord is praying for the ones that believe on him, Yahushua, through their word. So we read this word today through the words of the prophets. And we believe. So the Lord is praying for us as well. But what did he pray? Check this out. It says here, one of his prayers was this: that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. Man, the same way if you get with a woman, you become one flesh. But in this sense, we become one spirit with Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua once he makes us perfect. And in faith, and in this walk, and standing for righteousness. But we have no right. Our righteousness is as filthy rags. So what righteousness can we attain unto is who? Yahushua's righteousness. He made that way for us to be persecuted in this society and stand against this wickedness. Place a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and cry for all the abominations that's done in the midst thereof. That mark is the mark of exemption, which separates you from the people that are set up for judgment and destruction and the wicked. And it says here that the world may believe that thou hast sent me, and the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them. Ooh. So the kingdom that was given to Yahushua, he is given to the elect. Ain't that something? And part of that glory, it means to be glorified and to be made perfect, get new bodies, superhuman, to live forever, to own everything, to be out in the galaxies. You know? Look at all them damn galaxies. Alright, and now, so he says, what? And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. Ooh, man. Alright, so we about to be glorified, someday, then hopefully elect. It says, and I in them, and thou in me, that they may be made perfect in one, being made perfect in faith, and that the world may know that thou hast sent me, and hast loved them as thou hast loved me. And that's what Yahweh was about to show his love. The same love he showed Yahushua, he's going to show that to the elect of Israel. But he allowed Yahushua to be persecuted as love, chastens who he loves, man. All right, so that we be made perfect. All right, so that's the type of love the Lord has. But he'll chasten us. That's the affliction, and we're still under the grips of Esau, man. All right, so slavery. Verse 24, Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am. He's out there in space, man, paradise. Way out beyond space in paradise, man. A place called paradise that the Lord Yahweh has chose as his habitation. All right, so I made it paradise thy habitation. And that's where Yahushua is at. And he said he prayed that we can be where he is, but he don't want us to have to die to do it. He wants us to be changed. But how can that happen when our righteousness is that filthy rag? So he made a way for that. Him dying on the cross and rising again, he redeemed us from this flesh, this filthy rags that we got on now. We're going to be exalted. All right, to splendor. It says, so the Lord prayed that we could be with him in the mansions, in the planets, out in space, everywhere. In the spirit, in the chariots. But flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of heaven, so we have to be changed. Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me, and who was given to him, only the elect, the church, be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory. So he wants to see him, man, how glorified he is. Man, you talking about seeing fireworks or a show? Nah, we're gonna see Yahushua in full glory for eternity, and we're gonna be able to be with him and be a part of it. So, Father, I will that they also whom thou hast given me be with me where I am, that they may behold my glory which thou hast given me. For thou lovest me before the foundation of the world, man. So the Lord loved Yahushua before he created everything, man. All right. So, O righteous Father, the world have not known thee, but I have known thee, and these have known that thou hast sent me. So we believe that Yahushua was sent by Yahweh. And I have declared unto them thy name. His name is Yahweh. And will declare it. So he's declaring it even more. So people that saying his name doesn't matter, they're damn demons, man. Because Yahushua just said it clearly that he's going to declare it even more. He said, and will declare it. How are you going to declare it? Through who? Through the elect of Israel. All right. It says, and I have declared thy name unto them thy name, and will declare it, that the love wherewith thou hast loved me may be in them and I in them. So the Lord is with us today in spirit. All right. So that's why we love the Lord. That goes with Galatians chapter 4, I think it is. He put the spirit of Yahushua in our hearts, calling out Abba Father. That love, man. All right. So let me get this real quick. Romans 10. This is Romans 10 and 11. All right, Romans 10 and 11, it says here, for the scripture saith, whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed, man. So if you believe on Yahushua and that the Father have sent him, you're not going to be ashamed. You know, but if you're ashamed of him in this crooked and perverse nation, in this age that we're in, if you're ashamed of the Lord's spirit, spirit of truth, then he's going to be ashamed of you when he talks to the Father. So we never to be ashamed of the Lord, especially when it pertains to our salvation. All right, look at 2 Ezra 8:52. How can you be ashamed of that the Lord is going to glorify us? You know? Eight and 52. This is 2 Ezra chapter 8. All right, and 52. It says here, for unto you, right? So like, I'm gonna start from here, man, verse 50. Wow. Here you go, I'm gonna start from here because the Lord was talking to the prophet Ezra, and he was telling him like, yo, you don't love my people more than me. You know, no greater love have any man or friend than to give his life, or any man than to give his life for a friend. And Yahushua did that. He gave his life for mainly for the church, ultimately to deliver all of Israel, you know, in the future. But, you know, all Israel is going to be saved after they're born back on this earth through the elect that get delivered. So 2 Ezra 8 and 26. Then answered he me and said, things present are for the present, and things to come for such as to become, man. So the things that are known at that time or in that age were prophesied for that age. You know, and just like this time with Esau, that's what the Lord said, envy not the wicked. They living it up, but they living it up in pollution and in wickedness and destruction. But the things that are for the Israel, the paradise, that's for the elect, man. That's for the righteous. So the Lord got to make us righteous. And he's doing so as we speak, turning back our captivity before our eyes. All right, so for thou comest far short that thou shouldest be able to love my creature more than I. But I have oft times drawn nigh unto thee and unto it, but never to the unrighteous. See that? So the Lord is drawing nigh, but not to the 2/3. He said he's going to be one with us, man, in the spirit, man. Call Allah like how about Shem Shai, you know? But he's not drawing unto the unrighteous. That's what goes in Romans 11:7. He's blocking them so they can't get the truth to be delivered. All right, so in this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous, right? That's why we say hopeful elect. Not supposed to be boasting like, yeah, you know, like you see how IUIC doing. They're like they're already on the chariots. You see a lot of brothers that claim to be in the truth, acting like they're already on the chariots. The way they talk to people, man. All right? And the way they treat people. So it says here, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter days, the latter time shall dwell in the world. So there's a lot of miseries coming. Jacob's trouble, time of tribulation, all hell about to break loose, right? It's breaking loose now. So many miseries are being done. And we're in the latter times, all right? The ones that dwell in the world. It says, because they have walked in great pride. So they walk in the pride of their foolishness and worldly wisdom. But the Lord said, what? He is not of this world. But understand for thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee, man. Man, so what he said, we're going to be glorified. The glory that he's given to the hopeful elect as well. People like Ezra that's back here today to receive that glory. All right? So he's supposed to seek it out for the rest of the brethren, just like we do. We do today. We seek out the tree of life. We seek out wisdom so we can show it to the rest of the people, rest of our people, all right, the elect, the hopeful elect. All right, so now it says, here you go. For those that be like thee, see, this is whom paradise is opened up to, not to the whole world, not to 2/3, not to all Israel at first, not to every nation. But check this out. It says, for unto you, who is that? The ones that are seeking out wisdom, seeking out Yahushua. For unto you is paradise opened. The tree of life is planted. The tree of life is wisdom, and it represents Yahushua, the embodiment of wisdom. All right, the tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared, man. Kyle Layim, like, how about Yahushua? What do he say? Prepared a place for us, and that's a time as well, the kingdom. So he's going to prepare all of that for us. He said the kingdom is already prepared and it's at hand. All right, he said the kingdom is already prepared, man. So it says here, but for unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. It's already ready. The wisdom is waiting for us at the door. The time has come. The time to come is prepared, man. Now he's got to bring the prophecies to pass and move Esau out of the way. Plenteousness is made ready. That's the heavens, man. All them planets and those mansions, and kingdoms and health and healing upon this earth and then out in the universe and within Israel, and wisdom and more understanding, righteousness, in the presence of the Lord. All right, so plenteousness is made ready. A city is builded, so the Israel is being built, and also the Lord is building the nation of Israel in general, right? And rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom. So the Lord gonna give us rest in his kingdom. We're gonna be able to rest and travel out into the heavens and live there, different time periods. So that shows you we're gonna be outside of time. We're gonna just be present and future. That's it. And plenteousness. All right, and that's what you think about when you look out into the heavens, into the stars, because that's our future, and we just about to begin.